This is Rambo. These are the truth codes. This is a very important esoteric astrological concept that is at the occulted root of many events in today's news, in history, mythology, and pop culture. The three crosses of the Zodiac. The cardinal cross, the plus sign, known as St. George's Cross, most recognized as the flag of England. The fixed cross, the X, known as St. Andrew's Cross, most popularly recognized as the flag of Scotland. It is also displayed in the papal keys of the Vatican. Then there is the mutable cross, which is the inverted cross, the upside down cross, also known as St. Peter's Cross. We will discuss their significance and how they manifest in world events and pop culture, which is used to influence human consciousness. In the tropical zodiac, there are 12 signs. 3 signs for each of the 4 seasons. Spring is Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. Summer is Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. Fall is Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. Winter is Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. The signs at the beginning of each season are called the cardinal signs. The signs in the middle of each season are called the fixed signs. The signs at the end of each season are called the mutable signs. The cardinal signs that begin each season are Aries, that begins spring, Cancer, that begins summer, Libra, that begins fall, and Capricorn, that begins winter. Aries, the spring equinox, is directly opposite Libra, the autumnal equinox. They form one axis of the cardinal cross. Cancer, the summer solstice, and Capricorn, the winter solstice, are directly opposite each other and form the other axis of the cardinal cross. Together they form the cardinal cross, also known as St. George's Cross, best known as the flag of England. This is the Templar cross. This is the plus sign cross. The tarot card associated with the cardinal cross is the Judgment card. It depicts St. George's Cross on it and illustrates resurrection of the dead, like the sun resurrecting in the vernal equinox, which is the spring equinox, a time of Aries, after the sun being dead in winter, during the winter solstice, which is the time of Capricorn. Judgment refers to Libra, the opposite of Aries. The symbol of Libra is the scales of justice. The planet Saturn rules karma. Saturn is a judge, which is why Saturnian black is used in the criminal justice system. The planet Saturn rules the sign of Capricorn, and Capricorn is part of the cardinal cross. A planet is strongest in the sign that it rules, so Saturn is at its strongest in Capricorn. But in astrology, a planet's home away from home, the sign in which it is at its strongest outside of its ruling sign, the sign that it rules, is called its exaltation, its sign of exaltation. So Saturn is exalted in Libra. So Libra is Saturn's home away from home, and they both have to do with justice. That is why Libra, Saturn, which rules Capricorn, are part of the cardinal cross, and the cardinal cross is depicted on the tarot card Judgment. The fixed signs that are in the middle of each season are Taurus in mid-spring, Leo in midsummer, Scorpio in the middle of fall, and Aquarius in midwinter. Taurus is directly opposite Scorpio on the zodiacal wheel. This forms one axis of the fixed cross. Leo and Aquarius are directly opposite each other. Together they form the fixed cross, also known as St. Andrew's cross. This is the X, most popularly recognized as the flag of Scotland. Of the three crosses, this cross is probably the most significant. I gave the early example of the Vatican's papal keys. Christian iconography depicts Jesus in the middle of the fixed cross, St. Andrew's cross. The eagle is Scorpio. The angel is Aquarius. The lion and bull / ox are Leo and Taurus, respectively. This is also known as the Greater Cross or the Grand Cross. It is the material universe. Two tarot cards are associated with this cross: the Wheel of Fortune and the World cards. Remember, it is the material world that is represented, the material universe that is represented by the X cross, the fixed cross. Both these tarot cards, the Wheel of Fortune and the World, depict the eagle or a phoenix, which represents Scorpio. The constellation of Scorpio is near the constellation of Aquila, which means eagle. The angel is Aquarius. The bull / ox and lion are Taurus and Leo, respectively. This is Ezekiel's vision in the Bible's book of Ezekiel, chapter 1, verse 10. As for the likeness of their faces, they four had the face of a man and the face of a lion on the right side, and they four had the face of an ox on the left side. They four also had the face of an eagle. A quick example of how this is relevant to the world around you: Wheel of Fortune is best known as the title of the longest-running television game show in American history. It is famously hosted by Pat Sajak and Vanna White. Look at the top of the Wheel of Fortune tarot card. It features the Angel of Aquarius and the Phoenix of Scorpio. Vanna White is an Aquarius. In fact, her father's name is Angel. Pat Sajak is a Scorpio. The fixed cross is St. Andrew's cross. In Gematria, the alphanumerical code, fixed cross has a value of 122. St. Andrew, with Saint abbreviated, equals 1220 in the Agrippa / Latin or Jewish cipher. 1220 is the same as 122 in numerology, like fixed cross, which equals 122. Her last name, White, sums to 1022 in the same cipher, which again in numerology is the same as 122, the gematria of fixed cross. The mutable cross signs that end each season are Gemini at the end of spring, Virgo at the end of summer, Sagittarius at the end of autumn, and Pisces at the end of winter. Pisces and Virgo are directly opposite each other. They form one axis of the mutable cross. Gemini and Sagittarius are directly opposite each other. They form the other axis of the mutable cross, which is also known as St. Peter's cross. For obvious reasons, this cross, even more than the fixed X cross, is associated with the Vatican. The mutable cross / St. Peter's cross, also known as the Petrine cross, is the upside down inverted cross. The tarot card that embodies this cross is the Hanged Man, inverted, just like St. Peter's cross is inverted. This cross involves primarily two planets, Jupiter and Mercury. Jupiter rules Pisces and Sagittarius. Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. The Mercury-ruled signs and the Jupiter-ruled signs are directly opposite each other. So the mutable St. Peter's Petrine cross is a Mercury-Jupiter opposition cross. Pisces has two ruling planets. It is also ruled by Neptune in addition to Jupiter. The Italian fascist party under Benito Mussolini used the Jupiter eagle symbol. The Roman temple to Jupiter is on Capitoline Hill. The opposition to Mussolini and the Italian Fascist Party was the Italian Socialist Party, Italian Popular Party, and Italian Liberal parties, whose leader, Giacomo Matteotti, was murdered by the fascists, whereupon they retired to Aventine Hill when Italy became a one-party dictatorship. This is known as the Aventine Secession. Aventine Hill is the location of the Roman temple to Mercury. So Mercury-Jupiter opposition of the mutable cross reflected in history and the sacred hills of Rome. Also, St. Peter was said to be crucified upside down by Rome under Emperor Nero. Peter is Jupiter, abbreviated Ju-Peter. Nero was born and died on St. Peter's Cross. Born December 15th in Sagittarius, died June 9th in Gemini. This could also be said to be Nero's cross. The Hanged Man card is also known as the Judas card. Judas is purported to have committed suicide, as did Nero. Biblical narrative, Roman history, mythology, with the mutable cross at its heart. Remember, the mutable cross is Gemini Sagittarius, Pisces Virgo. The Hanged Man card is the mutable cross. These are some celebrities posing as the Hanged Man, who is depicted on the tarot card in a meditation pose with one leg bent. Elliot Page, who is a Pisces. Donald Trump, who is a Gemini. On Time magazine and in a publicity shot with magician David Blaine performing the Hanged Man in the backdrop of Donald Trump's speech. Shaquille O'Neal, who is a Pisces. Soccer superstar Mohamed Salah, who is a Gemini. Trayvon Martin died in Pisces. Police photos of his murder scene had him posed as the Hanged Man. The rock group Soundgarden, in the music video for their song Jesus Christ Pose, where all four members of Soundgarden performed the Hanged Man. Kim Thayil, who's a Virgo. Ben Shepherd was also a Virgo. Matt Cameron, a Sagittarius. All besides Chris Cornell, who's a Cancer, are zodiacally part of the mutable cross, which is the Hanged Man, the Petrine cross, the upside down cross. In 1996, Soundgarden released the album Down on the Upside, a reference to the mutable cross, St. Peter's Cross. It was released on the first day of Gemini, May 21st. In Gematria, Soundgarden has a value of 521, like the date May 21st. That is in the Agrippa, also known as Latin or Jewish cipher on the Gematrinator. It featured the single Pretty Noose. Cornell's final music video as a solo artist for the song Nearly Forgot My Broken Heart featured him being hanged but surviving. His official real-life cause of death is said to have been suicide by hanging. The consciously crafted esoteric foundation and essence of Soundgarden is the mutable cross. Rihanna has displayed the mutable cross. Rihanna is a Pisces. All three crosses, the cardinal cross, St. George's cross, the plus sign, the fixed cross, St. Andrew's cross, the X, and the mutable cross, St. Peter's cross, the upside down inverted cross, are designed into St. Peter's Basilica at the Vatican. Of course, being St. Peter's Basilica, it would be St. Peter's cross that is the most prominent. These are the important three crosses of the Zodiac and how they are at the heart of the narratives of life on Earth in fiction, in the news, history, and mythology. I will go more in depth in future videos regarding each of these crosses and how they manifest in specific incidents, but in my next video, I will show how the upcoming Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is the annual American high ritual when the energy and focus of the nation is focused on one location, the Super Bowl. The next Super Bowl, Super Bowl 57, will be based on the cardinal cross as far as its organization and its location. The core of that high ritual will be the cardinal cross. Thank you for listening and watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. Take care.